Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I have so many stories of Halloween from my childhood that I could share with you guys, but one of my fondest memories came from being a fan of a movie called Hocus Pocus. The original release in 1993 was one I will never forget, the story of the Sanderson sisters, and every year at a Halloween party, you would watch that with some of your best friends, and it was great times, and some of my fondest memories came from being a fan of that franchise and just how Disney really brought it to life for the first time in 1993. It's been over 30 years since that movie was first released, and now Hocus Pocus 2 is taking the world by storm. So now what everybody does is when they have a Halloween party, they watch the entire Hocus Pocus collection, which is something I really appreciate. And I think Descendants and Zombies is well on its way to creating so many wonderful memories for so many people that have forever and always held a special place for Descendants and Zombies in their hearts. And I was a huge fan of Descendants from the very beginning. The original movie was one I will never ever forget, how Mal, this very unpredictable character, showed up from out of nowhere trying to find her place in the world, trying to find acceptance. And I think that was the reoccurring theme of every Descendants movie, of how a person can find acceptance in the world no matter what they may be going through, whatever their circumstances and or situation may have been. I think everybody gets to a point in their lifetime where all they want is to be accepted and to be loved. And I think that true love and happily ever after does exist out there for everybody in whatever form it may exist or however long it takes you to find it. Everybody has a light, and everybody does eventually find that light, and don't worry if you haven't found your light yet. Trust me, you will, because everybody has a light, and it's just a matter of time before you find it. And you seize every opportunity that comes your way, because you have so many opportunities sometimes in disguise that you don't even notice. But that's what Descendants and Zombies has encouraged us to believe and to hold on to, because Descendants and Zombies has not only given us a second chance, it's also given us a chance at hope existing out there for everybody in whatever form it may exist. Because sometimes happiness is something that is in front of you and you don't even realize it, because you have the support of your friends, your family, and I think that Descendants and Zombies has brought us that much closer together as friends, because some of those beautiful friendships of all time have happened because of Descendants and Zombies. The cast members have beautiful friendships. Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner's friendship is something I can never seem to get enough of. I've been watching Ruby Rose Turner for what feels like my entire existence, my entire life, and I've really appreciated what Ruby did for shows like Ruth and Fuller House and Coop and Cammy Ask the World. I loved seeing her on Fuller House when they brought that series back on Netflix. And I think that ever since Ruby Rose Turner had so many incredible opportunities, having the chance to bring this character Bridget to life was so fun for me, because it showed me just how much further kindness can go in this lifetime, because really you only have one life to live, so you have a choice. You can either stay quiet or you can spread kindness, and I think that everybody has their own unique way of showing kindness to somebody they care about. Sometimes it's very difficult for a lot of people to show kindness to a lot of other people, but it's really easy when you think about it, because you only have one life to live, and because time is always elapsing through that hourglass, it's all about how we spend the time that we are allocated. So we can either choose to be quiet or we can spread more kindness in this lifetime. And that's what I wanted to do through this show, and I just want to put it out there that Ruby Rose Turner inspired me to be a better person to a lot of people and everybody around me, everybody I surround myself with. And I like to believe that some way or somehow I am a better person because of what Ruby Rose Turner taught me, and just taught me how to appreciate life all around. I really do believe that Ruby Rose Turner is just one of these genuinely sweet people, and that's something I can never seem to get enough of when it comes to Ruby Rose Turner. So to criticize Ruby Rose Turner, that is beneath me. I think to criticize any star that you are a fan of is beneath me, and I don't know why websites like Perez Hilton, TMZ, and RottenTomatoes.com love to criticize their favorite celebrities. They have their favorites: Lindsay Lohan, Hilary Duff, Kylie Cantrell, Ruby Rose Turner. It's beyond me why TMZ can't seem to get enough of these franchises and these stars. They really need to leave them alone. They've really got to back off. And it's about time somebody showcased your favorite stars and your favorite moments that made you a fan of these franchises for what they were worth. Because I think everybody gets to a point in their lifetime where they want to achieve acceptance, no matter what they may be surrounding themselves with or what may be going on in their personal lives behind closed doors. I think everybody gets to a point where they want to achieve acceptance, and that's what Zombies represented. That's what Descendants emphatically has represented for years, dating all the way back to the original franchise and this beautiful friendship between Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson. It was one of the top profiled friendships of the top 10 best friendships lists on Disney Channel. Of course, we had Nick Jonas and Demi Lovato discussed, Ashley Tisdale and Vanessa Hudgens, and on the top of that list within the top three, we had the relationship between Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson, because that relationship was beautiful. There was so much chemistry. It was of instancy. The producers and the writers knew they had it, and they really brought these characters, Mel and Evie, to life. That spun off into characters like Red and Chloe, which they've continued to draw inspiration from. But I think Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker have their own take on Descendants, and they give it to life in a whole new way, from a whole new perspective, and I really appreciate that, because for the first time ever, the cast members of Descendants have made us all feel as if we are part of something special, and we are going to continue to be a part of something special for the foreseeable future, because there's so much that can be done with this franchise. I, for one, would like to see Red and Chloe have an adventure inside the Cave of Wonders, or under the sea in Atlantica with characters from The Little Mermaid, probably more characters from Hercules, because we did see emphasis on the Hades character and how he, of course, he was Mal's father, but, I mean, there's so much more of a story for Hades to tell in Descendants, and I don't think his story is far from over either. There are so many characters that have believed to have the book closed on them when it comes to the Descendants franchise, but I believe the door for them to return to reprise the roles for probably an anniversary or a reunion has never been more widely left open, and I would go for a Descendants reunion 15 years from now. I know it has to be up to like 20 years before a franchise has come into our lives and has such a profound impact. I mean, they're a long way away from establishing themselves like Friends and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Good Luck Charlie, mind you, but I really do believe that the Descendants franchise is going to be a franchise that is never ever going to be forgotten, and while it may take time, eventually the Descendants franchise will go down in history for being one of the greatest of all time. And if not 15 years from now, I don't see your favorite Descendants stars on the stage at the D23 Expo accepting the Greatest of All Time award, I'm going to be very surprised, because I have forever advocated that Kylie Cantrell, Malia Baker, Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson should go down in history for being some of the greatest of all time. I think the Legacy Award should be handed to Cameron Boyce's family. Cameron Boyce's family should accept it on his behalf, because I think that a Legacy Award is definitely in the works for Cameron Boyce because of his contributions to the Descendants franchise. He will be missed forever and always. I think that forever and always held a special place in our hearts, the passing of Cameron Boyce, because he touched our hearts in so many unbelievable ways. In the short time that he lived on this earth, he touched the hearts of everybody he ever worked with. He not only brought the best out of himself, but everybody he worked with, because it was such a joy to work with him, and I think the original cast will forever and always have a special place in their heart for him. While it's believed that the story was told and completed and wouldn't be right with doing it without Cameron Boyce, I think the Descendants franchise continuing on with the original cast, probably being a part of Descendants 4, The Rise of Red, would have been exactly what Cameron Boyce would have wanted. The only thing is Cameron Boyce is not here to tell us. But I really do believe that after his contributions and how much the Descendants franchise had meant to his heart, I think he would have wanted the franchise to continue on. I think that pretty much was just an excuse for them to have told the story and completed it and have moved on. But I think Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker coming from out of nowhere and taking this franchise and turning it into a global phenomenon, inspiring the Worlds Collide Tour, and it having so much success is absolutely unbelievable. I can't get enough of these reviews. I love seeing videos they post all the time on TikTok and other Instagram websites. It's amazing, the social response that Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker receive all the time. I just wish Ruby Rose Turner was more socially active, because it seems to me like Ruby is the one that doesn't post enough, and I would love to see more posts from Ruby because of how popular Ruby was. She was a character that I instantly fell in love with, and I think she touched the hearts of everybody who was a fan of Descendants. And one thing I noticed about the Rise of Red reviews is Bridget became everybody's character, and that's exactly what I wanted to have happen for Ruby, because I remember reading stories about how Ruby was joining the cast, how thrilled she was to be joining the Descendants cast, and when I found out that Ruby was going to be a part of the franchise and was joining on, I immediately became a fan of the new franchise, because initially going into it I thought it wasn't going to be a success without the original cast, how they were going to be able to put this off, and then as I saw the production unfold and be revealed, I was blown away by it. It was a very different vibe. The music had gotten better. Everybody had their own individual song to introduce us as a character, and it was just amazing. It was a wicked kind of Harry Potter kind of vibe I got from it, and I loved it from beginning to end. I know it was only a 90-minute production, and it was believed that you can't tell a story in 90 minutes and complete it. I really do believe you can tell a story in 90 minutes and complete it, but I think that there is still so much of a story to be told. And I think that these characters have a greater appreciation to showcase and have brighter futures than ever before. And I think Disney was always waiting on a franchise to captivate millions of people since the days of Hannah Montana and Wizards in that era. Because in that era, you had Hannah Montana, you had Wizards, you had Sweet Life, you had Raven, That's So Raven, you had so many great shows with such legends being stars on them. And I think Disney has forever and always waited for a franchise to come in like the criteria of High School Musical and just blow up. And you guys took it and you responded to Descendants of Zombies. Disney presented you with this concept and you took it and your opinions exploded about it, and that's why Descendants has achieved so much rarity. And I couldn't be happier to sit in front of this microphone to talk to you guys about Descendants of Zombies every day for the rest of my life, because there is a certain pride and a passion that goes with talking about Descendants of Zombies. There's really a certain pride and a passion that goes with talking about everything. Let's say you're a fan of The Simpsons. You're going to talk about The Simpsons because your favorite characters were Homer and Bart, and all the memorable moments that you got from them being a fan of The Simpsons since the 1980s. So there's a certain pride and a passion that goes with talking about everything and whatever you're a fan of. There are fans of Sailor Moon. There are fans of Tangled. There are fans of Phineas and Ferb who have in fact subscribed to this YouTube channel. Shout out to you guys. Because I was a big fan of Phineas and Ferb years ago because of how Ashley Tisdale could take a character like Candace and give her life and really bring this character to life with certain character traits. We always remember Ashley Tisdale for playing these annoying, beautiful characters. Even with how annoying she was, she came off so beautifully. And I think that she was just so great as a character, like Candace, because she lent her voice to this character, lent her voice to the cast, and brought it to life. So I had a greater appreciation for that. So I know what it's like growing up being a fan of something and being very passionate about something that you collect all the action figures or all the merch. I was a really big fan of pro wrestling, and I was a really big fan of Pongs years ago, which of course you had the board game for. There were thousands of them. I collected those. I collected Pokemon cards. I collected wrestling action figures. If there was one wrestling action figure or 15 Hulk Hogan wrestling action figures, I had all 15 of them. So I know what it's like to be very passionate about something when you talk about the Descendants dolls. They just recently had the 10th anniversary of Descendants dolls, and they are flying off the shelves online everywhere. They are very hard to get their hands on. But I just want to put it out there that if you are collecting the Descendants dolls and the Descendants merch, that shows passion. And that shows dedication to who and what you love. And keep on holding on and believing in your passions, because a passion is a dream, and a passion can become something far more greater than you ever realize. So if you're passionate about collecting these Descendants dolls, hold on to that passion forever and always believe in it, because a passion is only just the beginning of what a dream eventually amounts to. And I think Descendants of Zombies has always encouraged us to believe in our dreams and our hopes for the future, because I think the futures for Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson, Ruby Rose Turner, Kylie Cantrell have never looked brighter. Kylie Cantrell is posting a lot of videos today, of course, I guess because it's Halloween. I've seen a lot of posts about Halloween Fest on social media recently, and I love seeing your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars having fun. So when I saw Freya Sky wearing the Tinkerbell costume, I was blown away by it. I must have hit the like button 1,000 times for Freya, and I will continue to support Freya. For Freya Sky fans out there that I know have subscribed to this YouTube channel because of my Freya Sky videos, there are more of those videos to come. I will continue to upload Freya Sky videos for you guys, and I will continue to offer my predictions and my insight where Zombies 5 goes, because we don't know what's inside of that vortex, and we're going to continue to discuss that vortex until it's revealed, up until when it's revealed what's inside of that vortex, because a vortex is usually associated with the end of time and doom. I get that. What's inside of a vortex can kill you, but I am the only YouTuber who has voluntarily offered to jump inside of this vortex to uncover its mystery. But the thing is, for 5 years, people are going to be left as a cliffhanger as to what's inside of that vortex. So it's going to keep us excited for the reveal, the big reveal that's going to happen in Zombies 5. Obviously, Zombies 5 will kick off after this vortex shows up on the shore and reveals what's inside of it. People have speculated it's going to be mermaids, pirates, sirens, witches have found their way into the conversation, and a lot of things that I wasn't even thinking was inside of that vortex is what you were suggesting. So you guys are some of the smartest fans in the world, because you picked up on stuff I never thought of could have been inside of that vortex. And I've watched every vampire TV show there is. I've been a fan of everything having to do with witches, goblins, and trolls. So there could be anything happen in the Zombies franchise, and there could be anything happening by the time we get to Descendants by Book of Wonderland, because it's still a year away. I'm excited to see a lot of photos that have yet to be leaked online. Disney is keeping everything kayfabed and under wraps, like they love to do. I don't see the big issue with a photo being leaked of a set prop or something like that, because it will get people talking, and if I was the writer and producer behind Descendants, you guys would see a lot of that. You wouldn't be left guessing, you wouldn't be left in the dark, but I think Disney has this habit of consistency where they leave fans in the dark and keep them guessing, and they love doing that. I think that if you had a photo leak with a set prop or them on the set of Descendants, I think it would just create a lot of conversation. Obviously, entertainment news websites would be all over it. I get that, like TMZ, because they can never seem to keep their hands off anything that is negative. But the thing is, I think it would just create a lot of conversation. It would be an absolute buzz, and that's what you want for a franchise like Disney, because I think that if a photo was leaked, it would have more fans and more people would be supportive of Descendants than ever before. Because right now the conversation about Descendants and Zombies has died down since the Worlds Collide Tour wrapped up this past summer in September. I think September 16th was the last show. Great reviews. And since the Worlds Collide Tour said goodbye and rumors of Leg 2 started being leaked online, there hasn't been much conversation happening about Descendants. So at least this channel is keeping your hopes and dreams alive, and I couldn't be more proud to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies, because this conversation doesn't have to end. This story is far from over, and I think more people need to be encouraged to keep on believing in their hopes and dreams, because a lot of critics just wish Descendants and Zombies would go away for forever. I get that, but I mean, you don't have to watch those videos, and you can just subscribe here, because I will always upload videos of support and be incredibly supportive of your favorite stars, because I love them too, and I'm just a fan. I'm just like each and every one of you. I'm far from a critic. I am a fan of Descendants and Zombies. I've just stated my opinion and how I see things going, and I think the futures for your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars have never been more apparent, have never been more evident, and I couldn't be more proud to be a part of it. I'm excited to be a part of it, honestly, and I'm excited to hear what your guys' predictions are and your theories behind Descendants 5, Book of Wonderland, Zombies 5. A lot of people are suggesting a title change because Zed and Addison are no longer the leads, but I think they're going to hold on to Zombies for a little while longer, of course. I know Daywalkers and Nightwalkers are going to be a part of it, and you would expect it to be called Dawn of the Vampires 2 or something like that, but I think they're going to hold on to that title for a while, because Zombies has received so much nostalgic. It's kind of a nostalgic kind of vibe you're getting from Zombies, and you feel as if you've been a part of something for forever, so why take it away? Why kill the buzz? I think that Freya and Malachi are going to do a fabulous job carrying on the legacies of the Zombie stars of the past and Descendants stars of the past, and I think they will eventually go down in history for being some of the greatest of all time. I mean, you take a look at that duet for Rewrite the Stars. It was beautifully collaborated, beautifully done, beautifully put across, and I think if there was one message we got from Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, it was everybody has a place in this world, and everybody has a light. It's just a matter of how and when you find that light, and how you put every dream that you could have ever imagined to become a reality for you into fruition. And when a dream finally comes into fruition and becomes a reality for you, you kind of sit back and you say, oh my God, this really happened for me. Did I really do this? And I think this is a greater appreciation that sets in when you finally realize a dream becomes a reality for you and it really happens, is that, you know, you did this, and it happened because you made it happen. And I think that Descendants of Zombies became such a global phenomenon because of the love and support the fans showed for it, because this was just a concept that Disney presented for us, and we took it and we exploded with it in popularity. So many great reviews were posted by fans, not the critics, but by fans. And because fans supported Descendants of Zombies forever and always, that's why Descendants of Zombies is in the position it's in right now to take over. They had the Descendants takeover, I think, just last year, and showed all the animated specials with the movies, and it was so fun being a part of that. Now, Halloween Fest, seeing them have fun on Halloween 2025, I couldn't ask for a better time to be a fan of Disney, and I think now it's more apparent than ever that the time is now for you to become a fan of Descendants of Zombies and jump on board, because I have a lot to say where Descendants of Zombies goes. So what are you waiting for? If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to think about doing that, because I want to keep this conversation going for forever, if I can, however long I've got left alive. As long as I have a heartbeat and I'm still alive, I'm going to be talking about Descendants of Zombies for the rest of my life. And guys, seriously, thank you so much for all the love and support you have shown each and every one of these videos. From the very first video that was ever uploaded on this YouTube channel, you guys have been incredibly supportive of it, and I can never seem to thank you guys enough, because you are the reason why this YouTube channel exists. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to think about doing that, because I have a lot to say where Descendants of Zombies goes, and from where I choose to look at it, we can keep this conversation going for forever, because this story does not have to be over. This conversation doesn't have to end, and I look forward to being a part of it for the foreseeable future, and being your host of this show, and being your voice of Descendants of Zombies for the foreseeable future. Guys, seriously, from my heart to yours, thank you so much, because it's Descendants of Zombies or die now. It's really a way of life for us all, and I think that we can't go a single hour, a single minute, or a single second without talking about Descendants of Zombies. So guys, if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to get that out of the way. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, share these videos, because there's a whole lot of conversation happening about Descendants of Zombies. This is where the party's at again. Happy Halloween to everybody. I will be back later on this afternoon with a third podcast for you guys. We'll talk more about Descendants of Zombies coming at you on this YouTube channel, guys. Thank you so much. Life is that much sweeter with you in it, and all we have to do is stay calm and zombie on into the foreseeable future, because that's the only way we're going to make it in this lifetime. Guys, seriously, from my heart to yours, thank you so much.